Yo, RX is back with another recap of UFC Kansas City. Holloway versus Allen. Not gonna lie to you, I was very underwhelmed by this card. On paper, I was very excited. I thought it was gonna be an amazing card. In delivery, that's a different story altogether. We did get 14 fights, which is always great, but man, it was a very wishy-washy card. Like, at the end of the recap, I'll tell you what fights I would recommend to go back and rewatch if you missed a card or you missed that fight, but it's not gonna be many. It's gonna be very few. Especially it's gonna be later on the card, because early on the card, yeah, a lot to talk about. And you know, some of my videos, so you know it's gonna go about fucking 3 hours, because I somehow make talking about fights take hours. I'd say one word for every fight and it would still come out to be an hour video somehow. So I don't know. But besides that, all I can think to say is please like, comment, sub. 100 subs go by the end of the year. If you hear background noise, I don't fucking know, Cleveland. But as I was saying, 100 subs go by the end of the year. And as always, let's recap some fights. 14 fights to recap, and we start off with probably the most well, actually that's a little hard trophy to win, but I'd say probably the most controversial fight of the night. And it was the first fight, so at least we got that out the way now, and it set a tone for the card right off rip that wasn't very good. We have Joselyne Edwards and Lucie Pudilová. One of the worst robberies I have ever fucking seen. I'll just cut straight to chase. This is one of the worst robberies ever. What the fuck did they watch to give this fight to Edwards? Like, I know one of the dudes did with their first time ever judging a professional fight, but even then I don't think you gotta be a fucking rocket scientist to fucking tell you Pudilová won this fight. It was not the best fight in the world, I'll give you that much, but Pudilová won. Edwards did not win this fucking fight by any means. I don't know how you could say Edwards won this fight. That's just a fucking lie. If you bet on Edwards, fine, but god damn, dude. Wow. I don't know what to fucking say, to be honest. That was just an awful robbery. One of the worst you'll ever fucking see. I feel so bad for Lucie Pudilová. She got completely fucked. She worked hard, clearly won, and got fucked over, man. It's like, what the fuck? Like, wow. I don't even know what to say. Like, watching it live, I was like, what the fuck? And this one, a few times I've ever seen, like, everyone agree, yeah, this was a robbery. Like, even when DC and Michael Bisping are on commentary calling the judges fucking stupid and saying that was the wrong call, you know that was the wrong call, because those two are fucking dipshits themselves. Even they could tell you Lucie Pudilová won this fight, and there's no debate. So I've called fights robberies this year where it's like, I can barely see the case made, but I can still see it by a hair. I don't see the case for this fight in the slightest. I literally do not see what case you make for Edwards. She just looked sluggish, she looked shitty, and she lost, dude. There's literally nothing more you can say. She fucking lost this fight. So, not much more I want to say. The only other thing all I could say with this fight is Pudilová got fucking robbed. There's no easy way to say that. And I fucking hate to say that, but that's just the fucking truth. Pudilová got completely screwed. So, fucking bullshit, but what can you do? Now, if you're new, I do a fight idea for everyone on the card. Winner, loser, and everything in between. So, what fight ideas do I got for this one? Well, for the pretend winner, Joselyne Edwards, maybe she could welcome back Bia Malecki to UFC. I wouldn't hate that. That's what I would say she should do if the judges actually knew how to score a fucking fight. I'm gonna go with that. I don't hate Edwards and Bia Malecki. For Lucie Pudilová, I don't hate her versus Chelsea Chandler. I don't hate her versus maybe Stoyarenko, or yeah, I don't hate either of those. I think both of those could work. Maybe Alexis Davis, one of those would work. She should get the better fight coming out of this because she won. So I'm gonna say I don't hate her and Stoyarenko. Easy win for Lucie, and she gets back on it. She gets her third win in a row, 99% chance. So overall, one of the worst robberies you'll ever fucking see, and you trust me, when I do my end of the year awards, you will hear about this fight again, most likely. And what fights would I do? I like Joselyne Edwards versus Bia Malecki, and I like Lucie Pudilová versus Julia Stoyarenko. I think both make sense. I think Pudilová gets her third win in a row, most likely, and Edwards gets a step down competition coming off a loss like this. So not much more I can really say. One of the worst robberies you'll ever fucking see in your life. After that, we move into the bantamweight division for a fight that was fine. It wasn't the greatest fight ever, but it wasn't terrible by any means. We have Gaston Bolaños versus Arron Phillips. Yeah, this was a perfectly fine fight. It showed you what Gaston brings to the table, and showed Arron Phillips is not awful. Main takeaways from this are Gaston, striking's decent. He needs to go to the body more, but his striking's overall decent, and Arron Phillips' grappling's really good actually. Besides that, the fight was pretty simple. Gaston clearly won. It's 29-28. I think two judges gave 30-27. I think they're wrong. I think Gaston took the first and third. I think Phillips did win the second, but it was close, and all of that makes a huge difference. Yeah, good debut for Gaston, man. Could be a nice new add to the UFC. He gets his first decision win, which shows that he can. 30 years old. He's going in. This was his 10th career fight. Could be a nice new add to bantamweight, which already has a bunch of new ads as is. He's a nice new ad, man. Not really much more I can say. I'm happy he did get the win here. I'm happy he didn't fall on his face right off the bat. Amorim last week. And he won a fight he should have won. Could he have won it in a more dominant fashion? Yes, especially against a guy like Arron Phillips. But what can you really do about it? Overall, it was still a good performance. And he got his hand raised pretty clearly. For Phillips, you showed a lot in the fight. Like I said, grappling looked really good. Striking had very few moments, but mainly, like I said, grappling was the story. And he put up a good fight. If he would have got knocked out and just swept off the floor, I would say he probably should be cut, but I think he earned himself at least one more fight. He probably had like a 3-fight deal. I think he has one more fight chance, because he didn't do a terrible performance, to be honest. Like he looked perfectly. He looked like a perfect cannon fodder. Like he was meant to lose, and he did, but he gave him a fight at least. So props to Arron. He actually looked a lot better than I thought he would. I thought he would just get knocked out in the first. So he actually did put up a good fight. So respect him on that account. So yeah, decent fight. Gaston showed good. He showed some good things, and now what do you do with him next? Where is he? Fuck, are these rankings? Okay, I guess Gaston has been ranked bantamweight worldwide. Yeah, fucking topology. You're not gonna. What the fuck? Where the fuck are the bantamweight rankings? You stupid fucking site. Give me 1 minute. Topology is being stupid. Fucking stupid fucking topology. Yeah, you're not gonna throw Gaston up into a really tough fight right now, right off rip. He still showed problems, and he showed that if he does fight a really good, he showed if he does fight a really good bantamweight, which there's many of, he will lose. So you really can't just throw him to the wolves right off rip. But who do you throw him to? Some names, like, bantamweight is just such a good division. It's hard to find someone who's not that great. Maybe Chad Allinger. I think I said that wrong, but I think you know who I mean. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Or yeah, I don't hate that fucking Chad Ellinger fight. I think that's a perfectly decent fight. Probably a step down competition, to be honest, but I think that'd be a good one for him. Perfectly decent opponent, just subpar opponent for him. And then for Aaron Phillips, who does he fight? I think you feed him to another prospect, to be honest. Maybe maybe feed him to, I don't hate Ricky Torcios, get him back on the board. Farid Basharat would be a good win for him. Renier Nakamura, even Mana Martinez, get him back in the win column. Christian Quinones, Daniel Marcos, you have some names you can feed him to. I think any of those work. You're not going to give him a fight he actually can or should win. Feed him to someone. I don't need to feed him to Renier Nakamura or Farid Basharat. So I think those work pretty well, and I don't see why not do those. So overall, yeah, my thoughts on this fight was fine. Like I said, not much to say. And who do I think these two should fight next? Like I said, I like Gaston Bolaños versus Chad Allinger, and I like Aaron Phillips versus we'll say Farid Basharat. I think just the most perfect mat opponent for Farid to beat. So yeah, I think both make sense. Gaston gets another win most likely. Phillips gets to give another dude a good looking win. And yeah, not much more to say in that one. A fight that really surprised me with how it went. I was very hyped for this fight. I'm happy it did shock me in a point and was exciting. But I am very surprised that what happened in this fight did happen. We have Denise Gomes versus Bruna, Brazil. Wow. Gomes is a fucking tank, dude. She ran through Bruna, Brazil. Gomes looked like a fucking Jessica Andrade, just running forward, ripping through Bruna. Bruna looked awful. Like, I don't know what Bruna's game plan was. All she did was back up. She tried to counter strike, which did not work, and most times she didn't even do that. She just backed up and got punched in the fucking face. Like, I don't know what her game plan was for this fight, because she looked terrible. Like, and not only Gomes had a special fucking game plan, all she did was fucking rush at her and throw. She looked like Andrade, just rush and throw hooks, and it worked. Got in the first, got a dominant round, who landed a couple good strikes, and in the second got the finish. I think 2 drops, if not just the one that ended the fight. Very impressive performance by Denise Gomes, and where the fuck was this Gomes against Lucie, man? She looked fucking amazing. Like, Gomes looked fucking flawless, pretty much. The one moment she didn't look great, a couple times Bruna caught her with a counter left, I believe. Yeah, I think it was left or right, but even though they never even looked like they hurt Gomes, so she pretty much had a flawless performance as a little underdog on the odds, but on tap odds, 10% picked her. Like, a lot of people are high on Bruna, me too, but man, Gomes just put herself back on the map with that one. Like, that my background noise. Gomes put herself back on the map big time. Like, fucking big time. Like, you don't have a performance like that and not be like, okay, she's here. And she impressed me coming off Contender Series. And to not look, yeah, she got completely dominated by Lucie, but that's Lucie in debut, and she actually had her moments. This one, she looked flawless. And I know I've made the Andrade comparison a couple times, but I'm pretty sure they're a training partner, so that does make sense. She looked great, and it's definitely a name you want to watch out for. A strawweight, 23 years old, I think 10th youngest fighter on the roster, and is doing that to someone as highly touted as Bruna Brasil in her fucking second UFC fight. Impressive, man. Very impressive. And for Bruna, man, not a good performance, not a good game plan, not a good look. I think I'm not gonna call her like trash or anything. I know people probably are, but I think it's a little crazy. We've seen fighters have bad debuts, and she looked like she was thrown off guard from right off rip when she ate that big overhand right in like the first 10-20 fucking seconds. So she looked like she was off guard. She was off her game right from rip, because I think she was shocked by the power, no less. Like, cause that power looked like it fucking devastating, and it made Bruna just ball up and, I don't want to say quit, but just take the L. I think she'll be back. I think she'll be better. She just has to come in with a better game plan, because trying to counter strike off your back foot is a recipe for losing, like she did fucking lose. So yeah, you gotta come in with a better game plan. Kicks, I think her kicks are a super great weapon that she can use more. And I think Bruna does have good striking, just she didn't show it in this one, so I want to see how she does look in her comeback fight. She could have the same thing. She could have the same fucking second fight as Gomes did. Had a bad first fight, lost, and then comes back and looks better. Losing early in your career is not a bad thing, and that's why I think people saying Raul Rosas is a fraud is fucking stupid. Dude, how many times do these young fighters lose and get better because of it? The older the fighter, yeah, but young fighters between, like, I would say 25 and under, maybe even older. Actually, fuck, you might just say for your entire career, because do you ever really stop learning in when it comes to MMA? I don't think so. So, but enough of me rambling. What do I think you do next with both? Well, impressive performance by Denise Gomes. I wouldn't hate her versus let's see. Maybe Sam Hughes. Always good to test someone against Sam Hughes or Ariane Cornelosi. I think either of those work pretty well. Would be a good test for Gomes, and I don't really see why not do either of those. Maybe even Randa Marcos. I don't hate that. A good test. You don't throw her to the wolves, but you give her a decent test. Actually I think she got cut, but if Liane Souza was still in the UFC, she's not even a terrible test either. So I don't hate that. And then for Bruna, if Sylvia Gomez Suarez is still in the UFC, I don't hate that, but Ashley Yoder, Gloria de Paula, I don't think's a bad one. Hell, Jacqueline Amorim, why not? Yeah, you give her a someone you're probably just gonna try and get cut at this point. So, yeah, I hope Bruna can bounce back from this. I think she is a very bright fucking prospect, and very, very intrigued to see what she does in her second fight. And actually, I just found a better fucking fight for Bruna, and I'll say that in a second. So, overall, good performance by Gomes. Very impressive performance. Got robbed of a bonus fight I had. And long story short, I like Denise Gomes versus, we'll say, Sam Hughes. And I like Bruna Brazil versus Na Liang. Another tall strawweight, and I think it'd be a good one. Good test for Bruna. So, Gomes and Hughes, Bruna and Na Liang. Don't see why not do either. Gomes gets a nice test. Bruna gets probably a win. And I love bad prospect fights. This is why I love prospects fights, because someone improves their stock, someone drops in stock, but in a year or two, Bruna's stock could be right back up, and Gomes' stock could still be growing. I think prospect fights are fucking genius for that reason, and are fun always. So, Denise Gomes, man, got robbed of a bonus. After that, actually shockingly decent fight with who was in the fight. We have Daniel Zellhuber and Lando Vannata. We expect Lando to have a good fight, but Zellhuber is a little shocking. Zellhuber actually showed up for this fight. I know, I'm fucking shocked. In round 1, Zellhuber got a clear 10-8, destroying Lando. Probably could have made a case for the fight to be stopped, but Jason Herzog's an amazing referee and didn't stop it. So then in round 2, I think Groovy Lando did come back and win the second, but then the third, he kind of just stayed very patient and lost. I think Zellhuber did clearly win. Better performance by Zellhuber against probably a step up in competition, if anything. Where is this Zellhuber against Ogden, dude? If this Zellhuber showed up against Ogden, he would have knocked him out in the first. Like, I don't get why he was so fucking tense and scared of Trey Ogden. But then you go in there against Lando and fucking look amazing. It's fucking weird. Like, dude has good power, he used his reach and height and all that very well. His kicks are fine. He looked good. He just looked really fucking good. He didn't gas himself out shockingly in the first like I thought he did. And he showed a lot of promise, but is he gonna be able to do that consistently, look that good? I don't know. Cause after that Ogden, right now we should probably be talking about Zellhuber being 2-0 in the UFC and a great prospect, but that Ogden fight's like, I'm still shocked by that. So, it just makes no sense, really. And then for Lando, what do you expect for Lando? He showed up, put up a fight, and lost. Like, that's Lando, bro. He shows up, he wins, loses, or draws. Like, you really don't expect him to do much else. But that's why we like Lando, bro. He goes in there to fight, and he does. He put up a fight, he did. He got 10-8 in the first, and then won the second. And fuck, almost made it a draw in the third if he actually fucking fought. So, respect to Lando for coming back in the fucking first and going the other 2 rounds and winning a round after. So, props to him for that. And now, what do you do with those? For Zellhuber, do you give him another step up in competition? Do you give him someone about the same level? What do you do? Cause do you really want to throw him right back into the fucking Shark Tank after being 1-1 and having a good performance against Lando, but still wasn't the greatest performance that you've ever seen someone have against a Lando? Zellhuber showed good things, but I'm still not completely sold on him just because of that Ogden fight, so. I don't hate him versus maybe... Nicolas Moda, I don't hate, or... Actually, I like Damir Hazovich. I think that would be a good test for Zellhuber. Damir Hazovich and, Zellhuber. Damir has been in there with some decent names and would probably give a pretty decent, fucking fight to the kid, so... Yeah, I like that. And then for Groovy, he's kinda in a weird spot at this point, because, what... That's another L for him? I think he's on... Yeah, he's lost 2 in a row now. You don't cut him, of course. It's fucking Lando Vannata. But what do you do with him? Do you feed him to another prospect? Do you give him a winnable fight? He's kind of in a weird spot. He's 31 years old, and he's probably close to being cut. Maybe give him... Why the fuck is showing featherweight rankings when Lando's a fucking lightweight, dog? Fuck. I maybe... Well, I'm pretty sure he's a lightweight. I thought this fight was at 45. I'm a dumb fuck. Maybe... Shit, man. There's who... You gotta put Lando in a fun fight. You're not gonna give Lando someone boring. So maybe... Euros Medic. I don't hate Medic, however you say it. I don't hate that. Omar Morales. Man, gee, probably gonna get cut. Chris Duncan. Ooh, I like that. Groovy and Duncan. I like that a lot, actually. So yeah, fuck it, let's do that. Groovy and Duncan. I think that screams banger. So, overall, decent fight. Zellhuber showed a lot, but also still has to show a lot, if that makes sense. So, overall, I like Zellhuber versus Damir Hazovich, good test. And I like Lando versus Chris Duncan. Why not? I think that screams banger prelim. So, overall, decent fight. After that, we get right back into controversy, mainly because the ref's a fucking dipshit. We have Gillian Robertson versus Piera Lafiera Rodriguez. Well, my lock of the night shit the bed and looked awful. Yeah, man, Gillian just took her to school. She literally just took her down and took her to fucking wrestling school. It was not really a fight. It was more just domination. Like, to be honest, what the fuck? A judge actually gave Piera round 1? Dumbass. Well, it was Chris Lee. Yeah, I am actually shocked by how shitty Piera looked. And even his striking, Piera looked pretty bad. Jillian was looking better on a lot of the striking exchanges, so I'm actually shocked by how shitty Piera looked. Like, yeah, she had underwhelming performances against, fucking Sam Hughes, and she looked actually decent against Kay Anton, as you should. But she looked awful here. Especially against Jillian's first fight at strawweight, you just pretty much roll over for her. It's like, ugh. I don't know how to feel about it. It's a weird performance by Piera. And for Gillian, great showing. You took someone's O, and you fucking keep rolling. Yeah, I'm shocked she moved down after winning at flyweight. Coming off a win at flyweight, and she moves down. So I find that interesting. Besides that, the big controversy in this fight is at the end of the second, Gillian did lock in an armbar, and I will tell you this frame by frame. Piera, of course, she loses lock of her arm, goes into the armbar. She taps Gillian's knee one time, and then Keith Pearson stops the fight. That's not a tap. One tap is not a tap. And fucking Piera was pissed, as she rightfully should be. She did not tap. That was not tap. She was gonna lose anyway because she was gonna be down 2-0, clearly. And yeah, she did not tap though. She got fucked over. But Keith Pearson's a fucking dipshit. So, overall shitty reffing. And trust me, we'll talk about Keith Pearson again later. This was not even his worst reffing of the night. But yeah, overall shitty reffing, and Piera did not tap, but she was gonna lose anyway because she was already getting dominated 2-0, and yeah, it was not looking good for Piera, and she was not gonna fucking knock out or submit Gillian Robertson. Come on. So, yeah, man, Gillian looked fantastic, and now what do you do with her taking the L of a very decent strawweight prospect? Who do you give her? And especially now, she's on what, 2-5 winning, 2 in a row? Interesting. This is interesting. I'm guessing she's fighting at strawweight from now on, which makes the most sense. It would be stupid to move up now, go back up after just getting a huge win at strawweight. So now what? I don't hate Gillian versus maybe Jessica Penne, Battle of Veterans, or yeah, I like that Penne fight. I think Battle of Veterans, unless that fight's happened, which I'm pretty sure happens, because Penne's always been a strawweight. No, that fight's never happened. Yeah, do that fight. I don't think Penne's been cut yet. So yeah, I like that fight, and I think Gillian definitely wins that fight. And now for Piera. Where is Piera ranked? Where the fuck are you? Conan, now a bad loss. What do you do? You're gonna give her a step down competition, but who? Sorry if that was loud. Montserrat Ruiz, if she ever fucking fights, or like the same people I said for Bruna Brazil, like DePaula or Yoder. Yeah, like actually Yoder. Yeah, I actually like that fight. So yeah, I think that makes sense. Get Piera back in the win column, most likely. Yeah. Overall, great showing by Gillian. Shitty stoppage, but she was gonna win anyway. And what fights do I like next? I like Gillian and Jessica Penne, the veteran battle, and I like Piera versus Ashley Yoder, that veteran getting fed to the young blood. So good win for Gillian, man. My lock of the night looked shit. After that, a fight I'm not gonna talk about much because I don't want to. I'm going to talk about probably a little more than I did in my breakdown, sadly. Zach Cummings and Ed Herman. All I'm going to say is Ed Herman should not have been fighting. Zach Cummings looked fine, but you can tell he'll lose to any young guy. And that's why he retired, and so did Ed. Ed, fuck you, you actor bitch. And for Zach, I'm happy you got to retire at home off a really good performance, so not gonna give a fight. They're both retired, and nothing more I want to say. It happened. Now we get to the big shit, as we start off with the first fight, and the first and only, well, no, the one of the two holy shit moments of the night. We got Brandon Royval versus Matheus Nicolau. Holy shit, Brandon Royval. 2:09 into the second, knee up the middle, cracks Nicolau right in the chin, and Royval knocks him out. Dude, Royval's actually really fucking good. It's kind of crazy how good Royval is. Like, Royval is not just a meme for Raw Dog or anything, he's like really good. And I think people really gotta realize that, dude. He's no joke. He's like a problem. Like, yeah, the dislocated shoulder against Moreno and losing pretty badly to Pantoja, but dude's been rattling off wins since, what, he's on 3-fight winning streak now? And dude, in his second UFC fight, he beat Kai Kara France. Like, this dude's no joke. He's really fucking good. yeah, he's 3 in a row now, and I think 2 of them were have like an underdog. Well, one of them. Like, the dude's really good. And he just made a statement. Like, a statement. Like, he's no joke. He's good. And now, it's kind of hard to deny him of at least a title shot, if not the winner of Kai and Albazi. But I think you gotta give him the title shot, man. 3 in a row. Lost to Pantoja and Moreno, but let's see him right back in there, because Figgy's not gonna get another title shot anytime soon. Kai Car France, I think, needs another good win after, if he beats Amir Albazi. Same thing for Albazi. Well, if Albazi wins, maybe you can give. If Albazi wins, I don't hate him and Royval, but even then, yeah, I think it's kind of hard to deny Brandon Royval at this point, man. 3 in a row, and doing what he just did to Matheus and Nicolau. He's a dude. He has that dog in him, bro. He has that dog in him. He's a problem. And now for Nicolau, yeah, this is a bad loss, but overall, I don't think this hurts him that badly. He lost to the dude ranked 1 spot above him, and he's not gonna drop in the rankings if he does. It's all they should do to the rankings is move Albazi up 2, since he's fighting Kai, and get Moreno, and they should move Pantoja and Royval up to 1 and 2. Besides that, I don't know what you do with the rankings. And now what do you do with Nicolau? Fuck, he's kind of in a tough spot. Maybe. He already beat Matt Schnell. David Dvorak makes no sense. Perez, don't waste your time. Friggy and Cop's already booked. He should wait a little bit and see what happens. Maybe he steps in on a fight, or he will. I don't know. There's really no clear fights for him right now. Muhammad Mukayev is the only one I could even make a little bit of a case for, but A, when's Mukayev gonna fight again, and B, I don't really like that fight too much, so Nicolau should just relax and see what happens, let shit play out. So overall, man, Royval's a dog. Holy shit. And I'm so, dude, I hope Royval gets the belt. If Pantoja beats Moreno, if Royval and Moreno fight for the belt, my heart's gonna be torn in half. But I think, I don't know, I love both, and no matter who wins, I'm not upset about it. So overall, I cannot wait to see Royval probably fight for the belt next. And for Nicolau, let shit play out, see what happens. Luana Pinheiro is shaking her head in shame that she got to win last week and you got knocked out in 2 minutes. So overall, raw dog, baby, raw dog. And now for the featured prelim, which was shockingly amazing. Bill Algeo and TJ Brown. Great fight. These two threw down shockingly. I expected more of a wrestling match, and these two said, nope, let's brawl, and they did. For round 1, Bill was getting beat up pretty badly, but he did survive, and first round really clearly went to TJ. But then in round 2, Bill really started getting his rhythm, and then in the middle of the second, actually early in it, he clipped TJ with an elbow that dropped him to the ground. He got on top. After a little bit on top, TJ rolled to his stomach. Bill locked in a rear naked choke and got the W. Great win for Bill Algeo, man. Bill is actually really good. Bill is really good. He's getting better each fight, and this is just the show to him, man. He's no joke. He's actually is pretty fucking good. And for TJ, it's TJ Brown. Nothing more to say. Who do you give Bill? Because now I think in his last couple, he's been winning more than he's been losing. Yeah, in his last 5, he's 3 and fucking 2, and hell, you could say he's 4-0. He's won 4 in a row if you give him that Feely fight, which I don't think's insane. So now what? You can give him a couple fights. Who exactly? I'm not sure. Let me look. Maybe I don't hate him, Billy Q. Bill Algeo, Billy Q. I'll talk about Billy Q later, but I don't hate that fight at all, to be honest. Yeah, I think I like that fight. Or Damon Jackson, I think would be fine, but I think I like the Billy Q fight more. I think it's more fun, and why the fuck not? The Battle of the Bill, they talked about doing this fight like last year, but it didn't happen, so do it now. And for fucking TJ Brown, let's see, where's TJ? Is he not? Hold on, give me a second, I'm trying to find Downtown Brown. Yeah, you can't really get mad losing Bill Algeo. And this TJ Brown, he's not very good, so you're kind of shocked when he does win in general. Like I said, this ain't a bad loss by any means, and he actually showed some striking and some heart, so respect him for that. Who does he fight after this? I don't hate him and Jack Jenkins, or him against, yeah, I don't hate him and Jack Jenkins, or maybe Sean Woodson, Luis Saldana even, if that fight hasn't happened, which I don't think it has. So, yes, there's a couple options for him. So, yeah, I don't hate really any of them. And, even Duo Choi. So he has options. Fuck, actually, Chase Hooper. I like that fight. Chase Hooper, baby, let's do that. So, yeah, good fight. One did get fight of the night, which I agree. There was really no clear fight of the night winner, so give it to the fight that was actually pretty decent. And what fights do you do next? I like Bill Algeo and Billy Q. You'll hear me talk about that again later. And TJ Brown versus Chase Hooper. Why not? Sounds fun. So, overall, great showing by Bill. Fun fight, boys. So that's the prelims, fine prelims. Main highlights were Royval, Algeo, and Gomes. But now we move on to the main card, which was actually was mainly missed more than hit, but we had a couple highlights. As we begin the main card, the fight I'm not going to talk about much because it was pretty fucking cookie cutter, what you would expect between Rafa, Garcia, and Clay Guida. It went exactly how I thought it probably would. Yes, I know I picked Guida out of bias, but yeah, I pretty much thought Rafa would win. He's just a younger guy, and Rafa's looking good, man. Since since the Dakar Close fight, he's looked really good. 2 pretty decent performances against decent competition. He's showed up, man. 2 wins in a row now against Machate and Clay Guida. He's looking good. I think he did switch gyms around the close fight before or after sometime, so he's looking good. He's looking like that guy. He's not looking as good as the guy we saw against Nazareth, but we're seeing a dude who does show talent and does show some good things. For what weight class he's in and what he has shown, do I see him doing much at lightweight? No. But he could pick up some nice wins. Sorry if that was a loud noise. He's looking good. And then to talk about Clay, there's not much to say. What do you reckon? Dude's still looking good at fucking 41. Yeah, this one is weaker performances in a while outside the Pudilová fight, but still, dude, he's looking good. Like, dude, in his last 6, he's 3-3. Those wins ain't terrible fighters. And again, he could easily be 4-2 if you say he beat Mark Madsen. So Guida's still looking good. And I'll talk about who he fights in a second, but talk about who Rafa Garcia should fight. I don't hate him versus maybe Jai Herbert, or maybe I don't hate him versus Terrence McKinney, but I think that I like more fights for Terrence. Maybe Ismail Bonfim. Ooh, I don't hate that. But no, I'm actually leaning the Jai Herbert fight. I think that's a good fight for him, to be honest. And then for Clay, you got options. I don't hate Alexander Hernandez if he does come back to 55. Mark DeCasey. Fuck, even Patty Pimblett. Like, not even joking, I don't hate that. I could see it realistically. So, a couple fights. I'll just play Alexander Hernandez if he stays at 55. I think he is going down to 45. So, and let me just take a quick look at the second page in case there's someone else I see, but I don't think there is. Jordan Levitt and Guida just screams fun. Dude, I might do that. That sounds natural. Like, I don't know. There's some options. So, yeah, not much to say. It's pretty much it's just 15 minutes of Rafa jabbing and just outworking Guida. So, good for him, man. Great win. And what do I do next? I like Rafa Garcia versus Jai Herbert. And I like Clay Guida versus either Alexander Hernandez if he stays at 55 or maybe even Jordan Levitt. I think that would be really fun to see Guida and Levitt. So overall, respect to Rafa, and it's always great to see Guida fight, win, lose, or draw, and not getting finished. So respect. After that, a fight I'm not gonna talk about much because it sucked and a little bitch one. Pedro Munhoz and Chris, I'm letting a car drive by, and Chris Gutierrez, not gonna say much, boring fight. They kicked at each other for 15 minutes, and what do you do next? Pedro, maybe Cheeto. I don't hate Pedro and Cheeto, or something like that. Feed him to Cheeto, let Cheeto get an easy win. If that fight's never happened, I don't hate Pedro versus Cheeto or Rihanna. Get Cheeto or Rihanna back in the win column, and whoever. And then for fucking for Chris Gutierrez, this is not a good look. He looked pretty bad. And what do you do now? This is not a good look. I'm very not impressed with Gutierrez, man. I expected a lot better from him in a fight that he should have won. Like, on paper and just in general, he should win this fight. He's the better fighter. But for some reason, he just looked very tense against a little bitch actor Munhoz. So, what do you do next for him? Maybe Mario Bautista. I don't hate. Or Adrian Yanez. Both guys coming off losses they probably should have not taken. So both guys coming off losses against guys they are just better than, but they just were not on their game that night. So overall, shitty fight. Munhoz gets fed to Yan or Cheeto and Gutierrez. I don't hate him and Yanez. I think it would be fun if they actually both show up on like the last week. So yeah. After that, another fight ruined by Keith Pearson. This one was terrible. Ian Cutelaba versus Tanner Boser. Ian looked decent, landed a nice right, dropped Boser bad, had him hurt, but then he had him up against the fence, hitting him in the face as Boser was getting up, and Keith Pearson stepped in and stopped the fight for no reason when Boser was getting up, Dominic Cruz style. This is worse than a Cruz stoppage, and Keith Pearson needs to stop reffing forever. He is so bad at his fucking job, it's not even funny. Yeah, Boser got fucked over. He should have had a chance to actually get up and win, not just get stopped when he gets fucking looked at too mean. So Keith Pearson's a fucking abortion and needs to stop reffing forever. Fucking drunk bitch. But overall, Cutelaba sadly keeps his job, and now we have to deal with more Ian Cutelaba. He's not good. He's so fucking bad, dude. It's weird how shitty he is. Like, he's gonna lose in his next fight unless they give him another fucking... Actually, he should have lost this fight, but Keith Pearson knew what the fucking job was. Like, he's gonna lose his next fight. Unless Keith Pearson bet on him again, fuck. And, like, and who do you feed him to? I don't hate feeding them to maybe Alonzo Menafield. Think that'd be a good fucking win for Menafield. Feed Jan to him. I don't hate it. And then for Tanner Boser, he looked good at 205 physically. He didn't look too good in the cage for the 2 minutes he was in there. Yeah, he might be on his last chance because this dude's UFC career has been so weird and he needs to win his next fight. He did talk and he did say he wants one more chance at fighting, and he wants it at UFC Canada 289. So if the UFC does give him that, who should he fight? Or just if they give him another fight, might not even be 289, who should he fight? Maybe Tafon and Chukwi. I don't hate that fight at all. I actually really do like that fight. Tanner Bowser. Yeah, I don't hate the fucking Tafon and Chukwi fight. Or you can feed Alexander Gustafsson to him. That always works. So one of those two work. Yeah, hopefully both. I like Boser. I think he is a decent fighter, but dude just got very, very fucking unlucky. So, sorry if you heard that. He just got very unlucky, man. He's just had bad performances, and this time he didn't have a bad performance, he just got fucked over. So, overall, good for Ian, I guess. You know, he's not good, and what would I do next? I like Ian against Menafield because I'm 99% sure that's never happened. If that has happened, then I don't fucking know and I don't care. But I'm pretty sure that's never fucking happened. Yeah, never happened. So yeah, I like Ian and Menafield, and I like Boser versus Tafon. I think that fight makes sense. If Tafon's still in the UFC, I'm pretty sure he is. So yeah, Tafon and Boser, I think would be a barn burner. So yeah, do those two fights. Let me take a quick drink real quick, and we'll talk about these last 3 fights. Yeah, this is when the main card actually starts to get pretty fucking good. Well, decent. We stay at 205 for our next fight against way higher skilled fighters. And we have Azamat Mirzakhanov versus Dustin Jacoby. Good fight, man. And a lot of questions were answered, like, how good is Azamat really? And that answer, he's really good. Yeah, man, Azamat Mirzakhanov's really good. His gas tank is his only problem at this point. Dude can strike really well, is very powerful, and the dude is really good. And to do what he did in this fight to a guy like Jacoby was impressive. He easily won the first, with dropping or hurting Jacoby badly. At the end of the second, he dropped Jacoby bad, which gave him the second. And then in the third, he was gassed, but he knew he just needed to relax and win, and he did. Jacoby, for some reason, tried to become a wrestler in the third when he needed to finish, and lost. So, overall, good performance by Azamat, dude, and I fucking told people, I don't get Jacoby being such a huge favorite. Azamat can and fucking did win this way. I don't know why people count out Azamat. Yeah, he looked bad against Tafon. Yeah, he looked underwhelming against fucking Devin Clark, but dude, he's still good. Some fighters have bad nights, and I'm fucking proven right. So, even a broken clock is right twice a fucking day, dog. And now Azamat gets his first ranked win against someone who's actually really good. And what do you do next? Azamat and Paul Craig? I like that fight. Ooh, I really like that fight. Crute, no. Reyes, no. Yeah, fuck it. Azamat and Paul Craig. I think that's a genius fight. And I'm 99% sure Paul Craig is not booked right now, so fuck it. And then for Jacoby, yeah, and his first real L, because I'm not counting that Roundtree fight, that was a robbery, so he might need to fight out the rankings again. So he gets one fight in the rankings and he's right back at fighting out of it. But who does he fight? Maybe. Yeah, be realistic. Yeah, gotta be someone who actually deserves to get a ranking shot. Maybe. Fuck, I don't see any. Fuck, maybe give him Reyes or fucking Jimmy Crute. Honestly, you can give him Reyes, let him get back on track with a Reyes win, or Ryan Spann, Jimmy Crute, something like that works. I think any of those work. Because I really don't see anyone unranked that you really could give a ranking shot right now, because the division is just outside of Alonzo Menafield, who you already just gave a ranking shot to, so you're kind of fucked. So I guess maybe wait and see what happens, but right now I don't mind Jacoby and maybe Reyes, if they don't do Roundtree and Reyes, which I think they should do. So actually I'll say Jacoby and Crute, why not? So overall, Mirzakanov, man, he's legit. And Jacoby's good, but if Mirzakanov came in stronger, more powerful, and with a better game plan. So, not much to say. And who do I think they should fight next? Like I said, I like Azamat Mirzakanov versus Paul Craig, and I like Jacoby versus Jimmy Crute. Do it, let's go. After that, the co-main event of the evening. What the fuck? The second what the fuck moment of the night between Edson Barboza and Billy Quarantillo. Dude, Edson Barboza, I swear, does not age. Well, long story short, Edson was getting backed up by Billy Q, but then out of nowhere against the cage, he threw a knee right on Billy's chin and knocked him into the Shadow Realm. To kill the dog in Billy Q, you gotta pretty much turn his fucking brain off, and he did, and trust me, he did. Dude, Edson, man, he does not age. Yeah, he'll have bad forms or two, but he's still Edson Barboza, man. It's crazy. It's kind of insane how good Edson is at times, cause, dude, he completely murdered Billy Q. Like, Jesus Christ. He flattened him, dog. He fucking flattened him. And to do that to Billy Quarantillo. Jesus fucking Christ. To Billy Q you did that to. My God. And to talk about Billy Q, this dude just keeps falling right after he keeps falling right at the last hurdles, making it into the rankings. Shane Burgos, he loses. Edson, he loses, but he'll beat Hernandez and fucking Benitez. Dude just keeps falling right at the last hurdles. Kind of weird. And I'm not trying to shit on Billy Q. I like Billy Q. It sucked to see him go out like this. But dude, the dude keeps falling right at the last hurdle, and it's kind of annoying. So, and I've already talked about who he should fight next, so I'm not going to waste my time talking about that. But talk about who Edson should fight next. I don't know how you don't do him and Alex Caceres. You're telling me that fight wouldn't be phenomenal? Dude, Edson and Alex, you're throwing kicks at each other. Dude, I want to watch that fight now. I mean, both guys, book that shit for a big card, maybe the Volk Yair card, and let them just kick the shit out of each other. So, let's do that shit. overall, holy shit, Edson Barboza, and who should they fight next? I like Edson versus Alex Casares, and I like Billy Q versus Bill Algeo. I don't know how anyone could dislike either one of those fights, so let's do that shit, baby. And now we move on to the main event of the evening, the most Max Holloway fight you'll ever see, between Max Holloway and Arnie Allen. Yeah, this was the most Max Holloway fight you'll ever fucking see. 25 minutes of Max just being better. So, yeah. Max, man. I don't know what to fucking say. I don't know what to say. He's Max, man. The best is still blessed. He did his thing, man. He did his thing. He just outpointed Arnold for 25 minutes. He took another featherweight to school, man. He did his thing. He's still the second best 45er in the world. It's fucking insane how good this guy is. He gave him the blessed experience. Just, you don't know what to do. Just fucking beat his ass. Max, man. Who did he even beat up next? Ilya? I guess. Yeah, after Ilya knocks out Emmett. I don't hate that. After Ilya fucking beats up Emmett, I don't see why not do that. Because Max is just a gatekeeper now. Unless you want him to beat up Ortega again, which, no. He wanted TKZ, but I'm not a fan of that. Fucking... And for Arnie, you can't even get mad losing to Max, man. He's Max Holloway. Like, you can't get mad at it. It's like losing to Whitaker or Colby. Like, what can you do? He's just one of the best, and he keeps showing it every fucking time he fights. He's one of the best, and the best is blessed. And now what do you do with Arnie? Ortega? Like, I guess both guys in the top 5 coming off L's. Why not? Well, L quote for Ortega against Yair, but yeah, I don't see why you don't do Allen and Ortega So I think both of those fights would be fun, man. Max still showing the best is blessed. And by the way, anyone saying Alan fucking won 2, 4, and 5, which I've seen people say Ariel Hawani, you're wrong. You're just wrong. You're just fucking wrong, man. Alan lost this fight. Get over it. Max won 1, 3, and 4, no doubt, and probably even 5. Max is better. You bet on Alan. It's okay. Let the dude lose. He'll be back. It's not the end of the world. And the Blessed Express is gonna keep rolling on. So I don't know, I think it's silly that people are trying to make every excuse for Alan. Dude just lost. And he's not a fraud. People are gonna say that shit too. Stupid. Alan lost to the second best 45er in the world. This is just like Ilya probably will. Just like a lot of people will not name Volkanovski. So, overall, the best is blessed. He needs to fight Ilya. And he had the most Max Holloway fight ever. And for Arnie, keep your chin up. Come back. Fight Ortega. See what happens. Overall, Max Holloway is still Max Holloway, man. And nothing more you can say. The best will still be blessed. So, what the fuck was that? Yeah, I guess talking about Max and Alan have made spirits start fucking moving around. Fucking weird. So, overall, pretty weak card. I'm not heavily impressed by it, but you know, I guess it was fine. If I were to tell you to go back and watch anything you've missed, it would be Royval, Algeo, Gomes, Denise Gomes, Edson, not even Max, because if you watched Max Holloway win a fight, you've seen the Allen fight already. So, to talk about how I did on picks, I went 7 of 14, 2 perfects, 350, 2 perfects were Max and Rosa Tunnels, and the bonuses were Fight of the Night, Bill and TJ, Performance of the Night, Edson, Royval, and Gillian Robertson. I think giving it to Gillian over Gomes is fucking bullshit. So, overall, it was a card that happened, not thrilled by it, but it was something to do on a Saturday. Next week, Blades and Pavlovich in the Apex. Decent card. Bobby Green, Song Yerdong, Jeremiah Wells, Matt Semmelsberger, couple bangers, Justin Taffa, or Junior Taffa, and Mo Usman. So some good things on that card, and I guess hooks in the Apex, what can you do? Overall, you'll hear from me break down that shitty card, that subpar card next week, Friday 1 PM EST. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know the Max Allen recap was weird, but I don't know, my audio messed up. I don't know, things happen. But yeah, overall, like I said, all I gotta say about that was the most Max Holloway fight ever. So overall, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, sub, 100 subs by the end of the year. And as always, RX. Out. The best is still blessed.